Well, hi, everybody. Apologies for no commentary early on in this game. Carmichael leading 12-0, and a nice clearance kick there that forced a knock-on, puts them in a good position again. A little bit of a head shake there from the coaching staff. Fort Hunt can't afford to do that. Just scheduling everything that goes on in 36 games this week, and we are live from 3 fields here at the rugby grounds at the Moose. And sometimes we get a little quiet in the announcer's booth. But I'm Alex Goff. I'm here all alone this time. Carmichael coming in the 8th seed here in this Tier 2 quarterfinal. However, a lot of people, perhaps myself included, feel like, at least having seen them play recently, they were not an 8th seed. They won the Gold Division in Northern California. That's the 2nd tier of Northern California's club season. However, it's a very good tier. And San Mateo Wolverines won Tier 2 at Nationals, being a gold team. Fort Hunt, Virginia champions. So we've got 2 state champions going on. And their ball quickly zipped through out to the big man, Noah Gomez, and knocking back the Warriors. He kind of paid for it a little bit, but then dug out quickly by Aboud. Out wide. There's lots of space, The Hawks flying in for their 3rd try of the game. Couple of hands on hips for Fort Hunt, a little bit of frustration for them. And you see one of the reasons why Carmichael is favored here, or not at least favored, at least pegged for a potential major upset, is the width of the field. Fully wide rugby fields here in Elkhart. Beautiful grass fields lined exclusively for rugby. And this team loves a wide field. They are fast. They have skills. They move the ball quickly. If you are used to playing on more narrow fields, this can be a test for you. Out there scoring on the left side. That would be the 3rd try for Carmichael. I believe that is Rupeni Rukoval setting up that kick. That goes up. It's just a little bit short, a little bit wide. So 17-0. Fort Hunt now running back to midfield. No real reason to save anything. Let's just go. John Carter lofts a very nice kick. Just get under it. Carmichael now. Rukoval tackled. Good little dummy and take up by the outside center, Joeli Karavaki. Gomez. You see how they can take the fast ones and the shifty ones and then the big powerful ones. And here's one of the shifty ones, Devin Pointes, and then going through the prop, Enochian out to Curry. Curry has some players with him, but he's still going, dragged down just at the line. Yes, try. What a great try from Carmichael. And I'll tell you what, this is exactly how they play. And the man in the middle, the man who's the connector, is Sam Enochian, the tight head prop. He's the captain. He's one of the players who's been in this program since he was, I think he told me 6 years old. And he just has those open field skills, even though he's a prop, takes pride in his propitude. But that is 22-0 now. Fort Hunt needs to keep that ball. Fort Hunt needs to keep that ball and put it in the opposing half. Putting the rest of the bracket on notice. Carmichael with a torrid first half. That one skims off the top of the bar. He didn't call it though, but 24-0. Just hit the top and just slid right over. Pretty exciting day so far at high school nationals. On this field, we saw a very exciting Charlotte Tigers win 24-20 over Kansas City Junior Blues, followed by a 35-26 win by Doylestown over Thunder. This is the third match on this field. Enochian powering ahead. Just moving that ball wide. There's a bit of a high tackle. Referee Hale says play on. And this is the final Tier 2 match of the day. Straight Jesuit, 33-13 over Eastside Lions. Raptor defeated Missoula Stampede 31-10. And as mentioned, the Tigers beat the Blues. So that would be your semifinal group right now. Straight Jesuit will play the Tigers. And Raptor is going to play the winner of this game. Coming up after this, we already will see Cavemen and Okapi are playing at the moment. San Diego and LCA are playing. San Diego is winning that one. And then Xavier and La Salette Academy will kick off at 5 o'clock. 5:20 Jesuit versus Gonzaga. And then Greenwich versus St. Ignatius here on this field. Good work from Fort Hunt, forcing that holding on penalty. Definitely Fort Hunt looking for that momentum shifter. Launch off their line out. Henrik Kornemark going to be throwing in for the Warriors, who have 8 players out in a formation. That ball goes long, and referee calls a free kick for Fort Hunt. So they're going to have to tap and go or call for a scrum. They tap and go. Little delayed pass. Now into the 22. In comes the Warriors again. Going wide. Dug out by Peters. Sends it wide. This could be the first try for Fort Hunt. Yes, it is. And the Warriors answer. Big answer for Fort Hunt. They really needed that one. A lot of that came through Drew Peters just playing quickly, being aggressive in that. And I believe that was Barnaby Lant over with the try for Fort Hunt. 24-5. But if the comeback has to come, it's going to have to start with something. And the conversion attempt is a little wide, so it'll stay 24-5. But Fort Hunt gets to receive that kick. Carmichael moving very slowly to get midfield there. 2 early tries for Carmichael by Reed Knapp, the second row. And then Bukoval. And Rukavau's try in the corner. And then Curry finishing off with that long run where he just kept looking for somebody to pass to. Error from Carmichael on the restart, so now a scrum chance for Fort Hunt. This is a nice little turnaround for them. Referee Hale with just a couple of pieces of advice. Options. 8-man pick from Bicko. He's taken down. Were they over the ball? Well, Carmichael couldn't quite keep their feet, so Peters has it. Gets that out nicely to Lant. Good run, good breakthrough. Fort Hunt again on the front foot now. We're going to come back to the penalty. Fort Hunt quite happy to just kick to touch. Carter with the kick. Nice touch finder inside the 22 now. Codemark with the throw. And they go short. They fake the throw to the back and they go short. Good carry from Jones. Now out through Carter. Lant again. Carter grubbers it through. There's a chase on, but Carmichael handles that relatively well. Pointes gathers it, touches it down, and that will be the end of the half, and perhaps a little bit of impatience from Fort Hunt. Really, maybe they just needed to keep possession and continue to put pressure on, with that being the last play of the half. That will end the half. 24-5. Carmichael leads. Back on the charge, Carmichael. Do well to just send this wide. A little bit of a sidestep there, going up the middle. But you see that they have so many runners out wide. Ready and able. Pointes. Now they zip it wide again. Jones gets involved. Digging out by Aboud. Bryce Aboud digs that out. Now they go with the big boys. Noah Gomez is definitely a hard charger for them. But we're going to go back. They lost the ball, and they're going to go back to an original penalty. Calling for it. Reed Knapp, maybe. Certainly Isaac Gomez wants them to do something with it, and we're actually going to call for a scrum, and that makes a lot of sense for Carmichael when they've had so much success in open space. Let's clog up all the forwards into one area. Devin Puentes, Peyton Templeton at inside center, Joeli Karavaki at outside center. You've got Seti Perona, the vice captain, at fullback. Rapeni Rukovau on the left wing, on the right wing, Levi Bright. But in fact, it is the number 8, Isaac Gomez, picking up and taking it. A little sidestep. Still just keeping it up the middle. Daring Fort Hunt to try and commit more bodies to that. Once again, through, just a pick up and go. Now a little bit wider, out to Enochian. That wasn't Enochian. No, that was Cash Lazard, I believe. Bit of a size differential between those two. But in the end, player isolated. Fort Hunt gets over it, gets that penalty. Important penalty for Fort Hunt. I guess they're all going to be at this point. And that kick goes to touch. Very well done. Not so easy to make those touch finders when the field is so wide. It's really, everyone talks about muscle memory, but muscle memory can be a number of things. Konemark with the throw. And that one contested, and the call is not straight. Carmichael really enjoying contesting that. They do have some height there. Some good lifters too, some good strength in that. And they put Knapp up there in the middle. And Evis as well, and they are good in the air. That one comes on the Fort Hunt side. Drew Peters tried to catch Carmichael napping around the weak side. Didn't really happen. Taking Richard Jones. Going forward. Carter looking. Oh, now there's the sidestep and the breakthrough. Does he have help? Good pass from Lant. That ball, however, hits the deck, and Carmichael comes right back. Perona. If they can ship it wide quickly, they do have numbers. And there, that just stopped from that breakthrough. And the knock on, they really probably would have been better off just passing it all the way down the line. In the end, we do have a yellow card. Oh, excuse me. Correction. I thought we had a yellow card coming off, but it's just it's a more important than the yellow card. It is a contact lens issue. And unfortunately, an injury as well to Fort Hunt. So trouble piling on. Kingston Powell getting ready to come on. So down with the scrum. Fort Hunt needs that comeback. A big shove there, and the scrum just came down in pieces, and referee calls that basically not driving square. So that ends up being a penalty for Fort Hunt. Again, they can get out of trouble if they can kick to touch. It's a nice touch finder. That throw could have been argued not straight, but just straight enough. Once again up the middle. Fort Hunt starting to look dangerous there, but those offloads just not going to hand. Great pickup. And dummy from the Hawks. Good play from Peyton Templeton. And straight up. That's a high tackle. You have to get low. Nana Bekoe, I believe. But that kick to touch doesn't quite make it. No, it rolls into touch. So Carmichael will get that. Cash Lazard getting ready to throw that in. A lot of options. They go up for Evis. Good offload. Ball's lost. Lost forward by Carmichael. Fort Hunt get it. And so again, Carmichael's execution there a little bit frantic. Both teams a little bit frantic in scoring position. Reset scrum. Peters puts it in. Captain looks for some clean possession and faking it going to the right. Bekoe going to the left. on an 8-man pick off to the scrum half side. Out to Carter. Pass. That one just dropped, just plain dropped. Abood looking for it, unable to get it. The ball's not going to come out. They're going to go back to that knock on. Fort Hunt needed to get something pieced together to get out of trouble, and they're just unable to do so. This is a good chance for Carmichael now. Bryce Abood has options. They can go with an 8-man pick from Isaac Gomez and go to the weak, or they can go open side. Abood digs it out, and they go around to the outside, to the right. Got three players there, but a really nice tackle down. I think that was Peters who made that tackle and forced a knock on. In fact, no, that might well have been Powell, who came on as a reserve, just going at someone's ankles, chopping them down. Again with the 8-man pick. Don't really make a lot of ground. Good defense from Carmichael. The Hawks. One player tackling, another one quickly onto the ball. Good kick downfield. Makes a little bit of ground, but still Carmichael in a good position. Carmichael wins that with Curry. Good drive from the Hawks. Still going, moving those legs. Popped off the back. Now they go wide. Using Karavaki. Karavaki trying to get that pass off. Finally it did. Then out to Rukavau. Offload back inside to Karavaki. Another somewhat speculative offload, but Montez. A little more dynamic from Carmichael. A little bit better, a little bit more free and easy. Through Karavaki again. Now calling for the pick and drive in tandem. Just the one, though. Then the dummy, the cut inside by Puentes. Pick and go. Still driving. Another pick and go. Eves. Well, Enochian, the co-captain, finally caps it off. There's been a lot of work trying to get a score here. That makes it 29-5. with that, a lot of smiles. Carmichael well and truly in control now. And yes, they were seeded 8th. Maybe they shouldn't have been. They were very much an unknown quantity for a number of reasons. But they've come in and shown very well for themselves. Kick is up and not quite there, so we'll stay at 29-5. Good deep kick from Fort Hunt, but what they need is the ball. Good clearance from Carmichael, but we're going to go back. That one passed back inside. Tapping and going now. Fort Hunt. Straight to Troconis. Another penalty against Carmichael. Really kind of needless penalties. They come up so fast though. Still driving Fort Hunt. Now going back to the left. Stretching over toward the line. They got to be careful there. Carmichael also has to be careful in how they defend this. Pick and go. Now dug out by Peters. Run a crash. Didn't really get any further. No closer to the line. McCoy. Another pick and go. Fort Hunt needs to score. They also need to score quickly if they want to come back. They need to score a couple. There's the pick and dive over. Is that it? That is a try. That's an important one for Fort Hunt. That makes it 29-10 with the kick to come. The kick is over and it's good. 29-12 now. Fort Hunt wanting to push the pace. Carmichael taking their own sweet time to get to the middle. How long until you'd say, hey, you know, you've got to hurry that up? High ball. Warriors have it. So much more work to do now. 29-12 behind. Need to score 3 times, which means they can't really waste much time. And right here, we're going to go for referee Hale's going to go to the pocket right then and there. And was that a not rolling penalty, or was that a no tackle release? Ryan Reed takes a seat. And now they tap. Good charge ahead from Konemark, who just scored that try. Out through Botchers. Good charge from Troconis. Ball, and he knocked it on just a little bit too much. I don't know, too much something. Too much picking the ball up too quickly. These slow set pieces are not Fort Hunt's friends.
If there is, we're going to take it.
I hear you.
Thank you.
And I will shout to you.
Thank you.
Still waiting for that ball to get put in. And now, Carmichael. Can they do something with this? Lots of space, lots of bodies, lots of pace. And a big lofting pass. Lost forward perhaps, but still, you just saw the dynamic play that Carmichael can unleash and punish you with. Fort Hunt. Working a couple of variations of the lineup, but they've struggled to just get it past the outstretched fingers of those big Carmichael jumpers. They've been winning the ball, it's just not been cleanly. Another penalty this time, Carmichael. They tap it and go. Enochian just charging ahead. Fuentes and a drop, a chance for Fort Hunt. And we see the breakaway. They get that offload over. And we're going to stop right there because that was just a worrying challenge between two players. A little bit unsettling. I think that was Seti Perona getting in and trying to do something to stop that breakaway. And he's struggling a little bit. Well, went out to check him, put him in the cart, took him off. Peters sends that through Carter. Now once again, just working that left side. Carmichael up very, very quickly. This is better from Fort Hunt. Opening up some possibilities. Now the kick ahead. The chase is on. Under it is McLean. He popped that off quite nicely to Rukoval. Lost ball. Fort Hunt has it. Again with the offloads. The offload's just not going to hand. I think Carmichael does a pretty good job of cutting off those passing lanes. We've got about 5 minutes to go here. What kind of rabbit can Fort Hunt pull out of the hat? They need 3 rabbits, in fact. Peters. Run that through the land. Out wide. Trying to look for Ramirez. Back straight ahead. Good tackle from Carmichael. In fact, player was knocked back and the ball was left there. Picked up by Reed Knapp. Micah Eves in there as well. Enochian. Bit of a low pass, but it's picked up nonetheless. Fort Hunt, got to be careful that they're not too far offside. Once again, just sending it through Knapp again. Cuts back, Enochian. Karavaki still running. Karavaki through another tackler. Dragged down, but he's made about 25 meters. Still opportunity for Carmichael. Puentes. Enochian. No big wide pass, and that could be it. Right there, over everybody, and once again, it ends up being like a 3-on-0 on the outside. Carmichael scores again. That makes it 34-12. And that will do it. A comprehensive victory for the Carmichael Hawks, following up on their Northern California Gold Championships. The Hawks move on. Number 8 defeats number 1 seed here in Tier 2. And they will move on. As we just check the brackets. Let's do some bracket checking. They move on to play Raptor. 10:20 tomorrow morning. And the Charlotte Tigers will play Straight Jesuit. Next up here, the final match of the day, everywhere, in fact, will be St. Ignatius versus Greenwich. Two old enemies meeting up once again in the quarterfinal round in the single school bracket. We'll be back in a moment.